Hey friends, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I am doing my final video for my Share the Love series. I do it every February, well I have for the last 3 years, where I share a blogger or a YouTuber that is a friend of mine, and I just feature them in a YouTube video, and I talk about them and why I love their homes, and most often why I love them as well. So today I want to introduce you to my friend Leah. If you're not already following her, her YouTube channel is called Leah Orr Home. Leah is a new friend of mine, and I actually discovered her when my share from last week, Amy Fritz. If you haven't caught that video yet, you can go back and watch all of these videos from my Share the Love series. I'll have them all in a playlist for you. But Amy did like a collaboration on her channel or something like that, and she shared Leah. And so that's how I discovered Leah, was through Amy, which is so cool. It's just so neat how we can discover so many beautiful channels in this way. And that's one of the reasons why I like to do this series, because sometimes it's hard to find homes and channels that you enjoy watching. And so I think it's fun to share the love. So Leah, that's how I found Leah. She has a beautiful home, and I want to tell you a little bit about her style. So I messaged her, just like I messaged my other friends, and I just asked her if she could describe her style for me, and she said she has a hard time describing her style. It's definitely a mix of old and new, simple and lived in, and she enjoys elements of cottage style as well as farmhouse, but with more of a traditional foundation. So that meaning darker wood tones, for example, which I love, and I'm going to show you that throughout the video. She says she's tried to keep her house true to its original self as much as possible, and she's inspired by everyday life. I used to browse Pinterest and Instagram, constantly looking for new ideas, but these days I'm all about making our home work well for our busy family, including the decor. I try to decorate our home with things that are both beautiful and useful, and I just love that. It's something that I try to do in my own home as well, trying to decorate in a way that is useful to our family, that's functional, that makes sense. Sometimes I can't put certain items on my coffee table because I have a 1-year-old. You know, there's just certain things that you have to be aware of, and it has to make sense for your family. And every family is unique and different, and so I love that she says this, that she tries to create a home that works for her family. This is a fun little bit of information that I also wanted to share with you. She said the original home that they live in now was built in the late 1800s. Aw, amazing. And then remodeled and added onto in the 1960s. We've been here for 8 years and we are still completing projects. It's definitely a journey. Amen, sister. Fun fact, the original part of the house was run down and being used for hay storage before a family moved in the 60s and renovated. So I love that she shared that with us. How crazy that the house that she's in now was being used to store hay. And you would never believe it's so beautiful now that Leah has, you know, put her touch on everything. We still have the same original staircase in our home that was filled with hay bales back in the day. I often imagine when I'm walking up and down the stairs, you know, what that was like. So that is just so neat. Leah, thank you for sharing that with us. So I just want to share a little bit of Leah's home, and I know I've been including clips as I talk about all of this, but first off, Leah's location. Now, she shared these clips with me, and I'm assuming this is surrounding her home. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is picturesque. Beautiful pasture. I see cows and sheep. It is just absolutely stunning. And you know, I tell my husband all the time that we sort of live in a neighborhood, it's a quiet neighborhood, but the one thing that would get me to move is having beautiful land surrounding me. There is just nothing like that peaceful, that surrounding of pasture and animals. It's just a stunning landscape. So she shared that with me, which I love. And as you enter into her home, I feel like the first few words that I think of about Leah's home is just soothing and calming. You've got these creamy white walls that are sort of the backdrop for all of her decor. And her family room has beautiful soft wood accents with pops of blue, which really speaks to me. I love blue. I have accents of blue throughout my own home. And there are a few things about her living room that I wanted to point out that I really love. She used a dresser for her entertainment center, I believe. I mean, she might correct me on this, but it looks like it's a dresser, and I thought that was such a unique and beautiful idea to place your television above that. It really centers that space, and I think that this particular piece of furniture is so pretty. Probably though, my favorite view in her living room is the view of the stairs. So when you're looking at her sofa, right behind her sofa is the staircase, and the darker original trim on that staircase is so pretty to me. I love that, and I love the wood door next to it. So I think a lot of times we're so tempted to paint everything, but I love the fact that she kept the wood and this space natural and original. It is just so gorgeous, and I love it, Leah. You did such a beautiful job of highlighting that in this space. And so yeah, the door, the stairs. I also love that beautiful dark dresser that's there right near the stairs as well. It's really a beautiful charcoal color, and the old crock that sits on top of it with flowers is so cottagey to me and so charming. I just love an old crock filled with stems. I think that is so pretty. Something that I often look for, and here's my little crock here with flowers, something that I often look for in antique shops and thrift stores, crocks. I can never have too many of them. They're so useful and they're so beautiful. So one thing that really stuck out to me as I'm looking at her staircase was this gorgeous gallery wall that she has sort of going up the staircase, and she did such a beautiful job with this gallery wall. I love the mixture of frames. I love a great gallery wall, and it's something that I've always wanted to do in my own home, but I will admit I have a little bit of fear. It seems like an overwhelming thing for me to do, and I've told you guys so many times, don't be scared, just put that hole in the wall, you know, hang that picture. You can always fill the hole. But, you know, I have fears too, and I have struggles too, and a gallery wall is something that I've always been a little bit intimidated by, and I think that Leah does such a great job with one. I will definitely be studying these photos in this, you know, video more later on, because I think she just did such an excellent job. I love the mixture of frames. I love how they go beautifully up the stairs, and so just so much amazing inspiration right there. Like so many of the other homes that I've shared, Leah also has beautiful, lush, and live plants throughout her home, which I guess I'm just so behind with this because I've been, again, intimidated by it. I feel like we never stop learning, we never stop growing, and it's just so awesome that you can never be too old to try something new and incorporate something new. And I've just been loving having real plants throughout my home, and I noticed that in Leah's, and I just, it's such a breath of fresh air. I love it. Hopefully I'll be shopping for more plants here soon. Maybe I'll take you guys along with me, see if I find anything fun. But I love that about her home. The other part of her living room, or family room, I'm not sure what she calls it, are these beautiful built-ins where her wood stove is. She has them styled so beautifully. And another thing that I noticed are her gorgeous original floors, which I think they're original. They look original. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Leah, in the comments. But just so many parts, just like I said in the beginning when I was reading sort of her description of her home and style, so many parts that she left alone, and she really just tried to keep the house true to itself, and I think that is just so awesome, and she did such a beautiful job of that. So as we sort of move into her entryway, I know I'm thinking this is her entryway. I've said this before, when I'm describing other people's homes, sometimes you think you have an idea of how it's laid out and which room is where, but you know, you go to their house in person and you're like, holy cow, everything is so much different, or even backwards than what I imagined. So many people say that about my house when they come visit in person after they've seen it online only. So I might be wrong about this, but I'm thinking her staircase, a lot of older homes, they have like a door that opens up and then there's the staircase to the upstairs. So I'm thinking this is probably an entrance, but there's a peg rack, a cute little peg rack. I love a great peg rack. And she has that in her entryway. And the thing that really stuck out to me in this space was the beautiful beadboard ceilings. I wonder if they're original to the home. They are so pretty, and she's got this gorgeous schoolhouse light fixture. I love beadboard ceilings. I didn't have any that were original to my home. We added a beadboard ceiling in my son's bedroom, and I love it. I think it just adds so much character and interest to an area that people often forget about. And so yeah, that's something that really spoke to me when I saw it. And I thought it was so charming and so beautiful. So then the next room that I wanted to share with you is her quaint kitchen. It's a white kitchen and it's so charming. And again, I love a beadboard backsplash. I think it's such an affordable way to add so much charm and interest and texture to your kitchen. So probably one of the most affordable tiles I would say is Subway tile. We use Subway tile in our kitchen and it was cheap, you guys, like 30 bucks cheap to do the whole kitchen. And we have a smaller kitchen, galley style, but if you're really wanting to save money, I love a beadboard backsplash and it looks so charming and so original to me. And it just looks so beautiful in Leah's kitchen. But the one thing that I wanted to really point out was her sink area is just so charming. So one thing that I noticed she did, she has a sink that's facing a wall, which I have a sink facing a window. I think a lot of people might have a window above their sink, but not everyone. And I think it was so neat how she, instead of just keeping it plain or maybe looking into, you know, a cupboard or something like that, she opened it up and she hung this cute little shelf with more pegs just to add interest. Artwork, I just thought it was such a neat idea and something I wanted to point out in case you have a kitchen that's similar and you know you're sort of facing a wall and you want to add some interest, something to look at while you're washing dishes. I don't know about you, but I wash a lot of dishes. Most of my time is spent behind my sink. And so I really loved that and I wanted to point that out. Another thing that I love about Leah's kitchen, and it's sort of in her kitchen / dining room, is this gorgeous antique hutch. It's this beautiful darker color and oh my goodness, if you just really study this hutch, the doors on top have this gorgeous arched detail with the windows and it is just stunning. She has it styled beautifully. It's filled with white dishes and I just think it is absolutely beautiful. I was staring at that hutch. Oh my goodness, such a beautiful piece of furniture and I love the contrast that it adds to sort of an all-white kitchen. So just absolutely beautiful. Across from that, she has this really beautiful wood table, which is a completely different tone. And I think it's okay to do that. I know that some people think that everything has to match or all the wood tones have to be the same or all of the metal finishes have to be, you know, exactly the same. But I think it's all right to mix and match, and she did such a beautiful job of this. So the table that she has across from this dark hutch is much lighter in color, and it's almost like a great landing station, something that I don't really have in my home, and I really love this. So she has like a large mirror with lamps, and again, this beautiful table beneath it. And she also incorporated some dried flowers, which I saw someone else do this recently. You can actually buy bundles of dried flowers on Etsy, and I clicked on a link because I saw them and I thought they were so beautiful. And I don't know if Leah's, you know, if she dried them on her own or if she purchased them, but I was amazed at all of the dried flower options and I thought, what a beautiful idea for wintertime or fall. I mean, they look lovely all year, really, but just dried flowers are so gorgeous to me. And these beautiful flowers she has in this sort of landing area, landing station, I guess, I don't know, is what I'm calling it. I just thought they were so charming and so pretty. And so I'm gonna have to keep my eye out. Either that or maybe in the summertime, I should dry some of my own flowers. I have a huge flower garden. It's not huge, but it's rather large. The catmint sort of takes over everything, to be honest. I've got to move that this year, but clipping some of that and drying it for the fall and winter season, I don't know. Sorry, I kind of went off on a rabbit trail, but I really loved that about this little area. So the very last room that I wanted to sort of highlight for you guys is her dining room. It's just as beautiful as the rest of her home. I love the chandelier in this space, and I love that from what I can see, it sort of connects back to the living room. So I see this a lot in older homes where everything sort of connects, and I just think it is so charming and so beautiful. And I had so much fun sort of studying Leah's home and sharing it with you guys. Leah, thank you for allowing me the privilege to share your home. It is absolutely beautiful, so much inspiration. There's so much more that I can say about Leah's home. She does such a beautiful job with textures. A lot of her pillow patterns were different. I just think that Leah is so talented, and I'm so happy to be able to share her with you guys today. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed to her channel, head over there and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Again, it's Leah Orr Home. You can also follow her on Instagram, so be sure to look her up there as well. And yeah, you'll love Leah. She is so sweet and so kind. She is a joy to watch. One of those channels where you just feel very calm, and she's very peaceful to listen to. So I think you guys will really enjoy her just as much as I do. So thank you guys so much for watching today. And if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel as well. And if you want to check out, if you've missed some of the Share the Love series that I've done this year or in years past, like I said, I have them all together in a playlist, so be sure to check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.